So we are discussing the topic income from other sources. In that topic, we have understood what is income from other sources, which incomes are normally taxable under income from other sources. So income from other sources is a residuary head of income. It means those income which will not be taxed under specific heads of income. Salaries, house property, PGBP, profit and gains from business or profession, then capital gain. These four are the specific heads of income. And if any income cannot be taxed under the specific heads, and that income is not exempt income, then it will be taxed under income from other sources. Okay. Some popular examples or income which are taxable, normally taxable under income from other sources are dividends, interest, casual income, that is winning from lotteries, puzzles, etc. So these are income which cannot be taxed under other heads. So it will be taxed under income from other sources. Okay, so we are solving illustrations. Today we will see illustration number 6 on income from other sources. So read this illustration. Mrs. X has received the income as given below. For the previous year 2020-21, interest on savings bank. Okay, interest from government security 1,000 rupees. Interest from ABC Limited on non-listed debentures, that is 4,000 rupees, and collection charges is 30. Interest credited to post office savings bank 230. Okay, so all this income, interest from saving bank, interest from government security, interest from debentures, interest from post office, interest received from debentures, all are income from other sources. Interest, we know it is taxable under income from other sources. And one more income is given, that is income from house property, 2,30,000. Already it is computed. Okay, no need of calculating income from house property, because in question only they have calculated and given that income from house property is 2,30,000. Just we have to compute the gross total income for the assessment year 2021-22. Simple question. How we can calculate the gross total income? Just list the heads of income, take the total incomes and do the total. So we'll start with this illustration. First, we will start with the basic detail. Name of the same Mrs. X. Previous year is 2020-21. Assessment year is 2021-22. So income from house property. No need of doing any calculation because it is already computed and given in the question. It is 2,30,000. Then income from other sources. Okay. See, interest on savings bank account with the State Bank of India. Income from other sources. Interest on savings bank account. Interest from government securities. then interest from debentures. The interest from debentures will be 4,000 minus 30, because 30 is the collection charges. Last class we have understood that if you are incurring any expenses, you will get deductions for that. So note down this much, everybody. Noted this much, everybody. Noted this much, everybody. Okay. Now next is interest to post office. Interest credited to post office savings account. Next, interest on XYZ Limited debentures. Interest on XYZ Limited, B Ventures, 5,000 is 5,000 minus collection charges is again there 30 rupees. So you have to reduce that. So 5,000 minus 30. Okay, all the things we have done. No important thing you remember here, saving account is there, and here post office saving account is there. Normally, interest from saving bank and post office savings deduction is allowed later on. Okay. First, we will include it in income. Okay. Then later on, when we will do the deductions, at that time, deduction is allowed. 10,000 deductions you can get on saving account. That when we will discuss the deductions topic, at that time we will understand. But here we are going to calculate the gross total income. That's why we have included the saving bank interest and post office saving bank interest in the calculation. Otherwise, some confusion may be there because normally saving bank and post office saving interest deduction is allowed. Okay, later on. But for calculating gross total income, this should be included in the total income. Okay. Okay. Normally, saving bank interest and post office saving bank interest deduction is allowed later on. But here we are calculating the gross total income. No? That's why we have included the saving bank interest and post office saving in the calculation. Okay, otherwise some confusion may be there. Why we have included this? Because normal view is that exemption is there, but it is not exemption, it is deduction. Okay, difference between exemption and deduction is that exempt income is not included in gross total income only. But when deduction is there, that income will be first included in gross total income. Then after that, deduction will be allowed. Okay, so that you have to understand properly. So that's why saving bank interest and post office savings interest we have included in the calculation. Okay, because here question is asking about gross total income, not taxable income. So gross total income will be, first we will have to calculate the income from other sources. Total, do the total income from other sources. Gross total income will be total of house property income and income from other sources. Clear? Understand this much, everybody? This illustration you can note it down now. If you have noted down, everybody have noted down. Understood, everybody? This illustration. Understood? Any confusion is there? Okay, now some more important points are there for discussion that we will discuss in income from house property. These are some of the important points which you should remember in income from house property. With regards to gifts, this is actually very big part of income from house property, but we will not be discussing in that much depth. We will discuss only what is relevant for the syllabus purpose. So gifts, first understand, gifts means what? Any amount or anything received without any consideration. Anything received without consideration. That is meaning of gift. Correct. Gift means what? Any amount which is received by a person, any amount or anything received by a person without any consideration. Okay, if you receive gift from somebody, suppose your friend is giving you some gift, for that consideration will not be there. Return consideration will not be there. So such type of receipts, it can be money, that is cash, or it can be movable property, or it can be immovable property. So gifts we can divide it into three category: money, that is cash, cash gifts, movable property, or immovable property. Okay, we will be mainly discussing with the cash part of the gifts. So if somebody is giving you gift, cash gift, gift means understand anything that is basically we will understand cash or money received without any consideration, any return consideration. Now Income Tax Act says that gifts received is taxable. Okay, if you are receiving gifts, it is taxable under Income Tax Act. So gifts is taxable under income from other sources. So everybody note down, this is a very important point. Gifts received is taxable under income from other sources. So it is taxable in the hands of person who is receiving the gifts. Okay. This is the first statement is gifts is taxable under income from other sources. But there are some exception, or we will call it as proviso under Act. Proviso means exception to the main rule. Right and keep. Whenever you will read the Act, first main law will be given, rule will be given. For example, gift is taxable under income from other sources. This is the main rule, for example. Then below the main rule, they will give the provisos, means exception to the main rule. Okay, proviso means exception to the main provisions. Okay. Proviso means exception to the main provision, and it will start with the words provided. Okay, just for purpose of knowledge, we are discussing. So main rule will be there. Then there will be various provisos given. That is exception to the main rule. So main rule you understand, gifts received is taxable under income from other sources. But two things you have to understand. Cash gifts less than 50,000. Less than 50,000 rupees. If you are receiving cash gifts, we are discussing only cash gifts part. Cash gifts, if it is less than 50,000, it is not taxable. So write and keep cash gifts less than 50,000 rupees during the year is not taxable. First point. Second is gifts received from relatives is fully exempt from tax. Gifts received from relatives is fully exempt from tax. Is fully exempt from tax. Very important point you have to remember. Fully exempt from tax means no need of paying any tax if we are receiving gifts from relatives. Now, who are the relatives? That also is given under income tax only. All the persons will not become your relatives. Who are the relatives? That also will understand. First, understand these two things. Gifts received is normally taxed under income from other sources, subject to exception. The two important exceptions which we have understood now is if cash gifts is less than 50,000 rupees during the year, it is not taxable. Okay, cash gifts is less than 50,000. It is not taxable during the year total. And if you are receiving gifts from relatives, it is fully exempt from tax. Then there is no limit. Even if you receive 10 lakh rupees from your relatives as a gift, it is exempt from tax. Okay. So understand these 2 points. Gifts is normally taxed under income from other sources. Gifts received from relatives is fully exempt from tax. And other than relatives, if you are receiving gifts from any person, cash gifts, it is exempt up to 50,000. If you are receiving more than 50,000, the entire amount is taxable. Okay, this much understood, everybody? Any confusion in this part regarding gifts? Okay. Now, who are the relatives? That is also given under income tax only. If you are receiving gifts from these persons, it is exempt from tax. Otherwise, gift is taxable. If you are receiving gifts from your parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, spouse, and lineal ascendant and descendant, then it is exempt from tax. Otherwise, it is taxable. Okay. So these are the relatives under income tax act. Other than this, no other relatives will be there. Only these are the relatives. Okay. Now understand. Let us understand. Mr. XYZ is there. He receives following. He receives rupees 10,000 as a gift from 3 friends each. Okay, he is receiving a gift of 10,000 each. Gift of rupees 10,000 each from 3 friends on occasion of his birthday. Okay. Whether the amount is taxable under income tax act. Simple question. Mr. XYZ is there. He is receiving 10,000 rupees each from his 3 friends on occasion of his birthday. So total amount received by him will be how much? rupees 10,000 into three friends are there. So three friends are giving him 10,000 rupees each. So total amount received by him will be 30,000 only. And just now we have understood that up to 50,000 it is exempt. If you are received being up to 50,000, it is exempt. So here it is only 30,000. So it is exempt from tax. So not taxable. Okay, simple question. It is not exceeding 30,000 or 50,000. So we know that up to 50,000 gifts, cash gifts are not taxable. If you will take another case, same case only. If we are changing it like this, 10,000 from 10,000 each from seven friends. So here amount will be 10,000 into seven friends are giving 10,000 rupees. So it will become rupees 70,000. Now see, we know that up to 50,000, if gift is exceeding 50,000, then it is taxable. So here in this case, entire amount of rupees 70,000 will be taxable. Very important thing you have to understand. You cannot say that 50,000 is exempt, so only 20,000 will be taxable. It is not like that. If it is exceeding 50,000, entire amount will be taxable. Okay, this is very important thing you have to understand. Okay, so this is about the taxability of gifts, and any gift received from relative is exempt from tax. Any gifts received from relatives is exempt from tax. Okay, and relatives will include only these persons: parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, spouse. Okay, so if you are receiving gift from cousin, cousins are not relative under income tax, so it will be taxable. Okay, if it is exceeding the limit, it will be taxable. Understood? So this was a brief discussion on gifts taxability. So as in everybody have understood whatever we have discussed today, we are stopping here today. We'll continue in next class. Thank you, everybody.